Not many of you here yet, but I'm going ahead and start live streaming. Live stream. Lisa, Carlos, Taylor, Tara, Arthur, Dan, William, Ross, William, Ross, Holden, Joy, Eva, Sidney, Lady, Chris, Frank. Y'all related? What? Up there. Looking for it, said. But look like. Well, I want to piddle for a few minutes to see if anybody else comes in so I don't have to repeat myself. Wait a couple more minutes to see if anyone else comes in.
I actually but
Yeah, my father is from France.
Yeah, good. Okay, this may be all that's going to show up. We'll have to wait and see. There's 15 or 16 on the roster, of course, that can live stream. Of course, this class is live streamed, but I encourage you not to live stream it if possible. Now, I see some of you have a copy of just a textbook. of course, these new textbooks last year and workbook cost $300 some. All right. But this year, I went this way with a little sleeve down the bookstore. It has a disc with it. This is a key to get into Cengage. All right. So if you'll need that, I'll take it back in a minute. Now, if you got this book, you can just buy the key. You have to go to Amazon online or go to Cengage or try to log in with the link I gave you. And they buy it online, I think, try to log in to Cengage. Okay. But anyway, this textbook is 200 something. I see you all have other textbooks. Since you probably don't go use one, right? All right, but you need to get a key. Okay. Buyers, bookstore. The bookstore has high prices sometimes. I've got one place, textbook costs $300 some for one semester. And anyway, $300 some where I could go to Amazon and make $35. So I propose you get your book as cheap as you can get it. But you got to have material. Cengage has your working papers and everything. Okay. All right, as far as the course syllabus, there's not a lot that I need to say about it. It does have my office telephone number. It has my email if you need to email. Now, if you are live streaming, when I record this class, let me give you has anybody looked at Moodle yet? Has anybody been on Moodle? All right. You've been on Moodle? All right. Where did you get the key code for Moodle? You can find it on Moodle. They have search there.
Yeah, I moved it.
Yeah, okay. You can find it. So anyway, so you won't have to search for it. It's ACCT201 small s 12 SW. That will be your code to get on Moodle. Now Moodle has the syllabus, other information. It has assignments on it. Okay, you got there. It has assignments on it until you get in Cengage. With Cengage, you have assignments. Those you must do. It will grade those. It will walk you through it. You can make 100 on every assignment, but it might take you a while. And it'll count a certain percentage of grade. When we all get on Cengage, you get on the same page. All right. Now, to get into, now I guess you have a key with that disk you have back there. Now, when you try to boot it up, if it don't work, try to use this link. I'll try to cut and paste this or something. I'm going to put it on bundle. This is a link, number one, connect to. And to try to connect, don't have a key or whatever. I may have to give you a key also, plus you have one on the disk. But to try to connect, you have to have a key. You can purchase that online. All right, so you'll need that link, and you'll need your disk. Hopefully you get in. If not, I'll have to give you some other kind of code. Okay. All right, but back to the syllabus itself. Don't have to read every bit of it. It's not that important. It will give you some assignments, I guess, competencies you need to know. And this is approximately a test day. We'll have a test on hopefully the first 3 chapters, somewhere around 1st of September, or near September. And that's when all your assignments has to be finished on Cengage. The test due date. thing I didn't put on the syllabus, I probably put on about cell phones. You don't need to have your cell phones out in class at all. If you had an emergency or whatever, you can leave the room and make a call, or if you got a sick family member, look for a call. Other than that, don't have cell phones to fail. On test day, don't leave them outside anywhere. Okay, may be tempted to look at it. So you can put a lot of things on cell phones. You can download test manuals, put in keywords and get answers. Take pictures of things and send it to a friend. There's just so much you can do. Okay. All right. What are we majoring in here? Just introduce yourself and tell about yourself.
I'm William Purcell and business accounting.
All right. Second year student?
But I recently switched over to this major.
Okay. Third year student? Okay. We're behind me. Work anywhere?
I'm at Acct. I'm a business management major, and I'm a third year student.
Here.
Yeah, so I guess I'm if I was at New River, I just transferred over here.
At New River, Virginia or West Virginia?
West.
Okay. Yeah, take the county one. I'm teaching a tax class. Pretty well, we really get there. I have had sophomores hazy. I take this class, take the tax class. If they had one switch course, haven't really got started. It's also online, so think about it. Private tuition or anything. Okay. Working anywhere?
I work at Dollar General.
Dollar General? We're talking about it in my other place, Dollar General, they're spraying up everywhere. This piece of vacant land somewhere, Dollar General will be. Walmart had a plan to try to put them out of business. They started opening up small neighborhood Walmarts, but I don't think they went too far.
Probably not, because I've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a couple of the real small Walmarts, because in necessity, like Dollar General.
I'm more fourth year. My major is business management. I'm a freshman and I'm in the thing.
Now, you sound also like you're a nice student.
Not full time. Right.
Did you know them before you came here? Did you all know one another before you came here?
No, but we've been in sector definitely.
You all staying now at Hotel Hill?
Yeah.
You staying out there too?
Yeah.
Okay. College has plans to get going for the summertime. It won't be for the future. It'll be the way in the future. It'd be nice if they had a accommodation. American access to it. But, anyway, it's in the future. So then you gotta put up out there. I hear sometimes noise, I hear sometimes you see people selling drugs, I hear sometimes, maintain. So I hope it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, my name is Eva. I'm a tourism and university. I'm a major in business accounting.
I think that's good, mine too, so it's like the county. Okay,
So my name is Carlos Tira. I'm from Barcelona. My major is management also. Christopher Gall, my major is health service management.
no service management, okay. Either you all work anywhere,
I'm in the best science office. I'm
still work.
here on the state.
Or that's don't have any kids, so you got one.
Cal County.
Okay. 7 months pregnant, that's gonna put you on. October, November. Okay, I'll keep it 1 day off. That's right. That's all right. But anyway, we had about 2 weeks. I did have three sisters in the class once upon a time. All three of them were pregnant, same semester. But they missed one night twice, and they were back. They actually said they drove to the county, to the hospital. And they were late. But that was dedicated. Okay. Y'all met Giorgio.
Sure.
Giorgio, yes.
I know him for us. And then
He's one of our best for the county, like Giorgio years. And a firm federal income tax last spring. That's really okay. He did the internship with the budget and the son. Actually, he tutoring is good. All it is to tutor you. You're paid to tutor. The tutors are all out at the residence, and then it is a supervisor to do time for. So it's good. It can help you out. We had another guy, he was probably the best accountant student. The best, the one the best we ever had, his name was Jacob, and he was from New Zealand. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Hey, you heard about him?
we eventually talked about
Working with MBA somewhere out west. So some kind of retail here. And so forth, that's where he is now. He's working heavily with the school. But, we've had good international students. We've had good, students from the area. And, our best accounting student last year went to work for Co Motors as an accountant. And we have a couple that went with IRS as internal revenue agents. And our accounting students are getting employed. Now, the health service management students, I think there's good employment in that field. Okay, I was telling the day class, there was a good health service management student a couple of years ago. She graduated and she got a job in the health service field, but she didn't make enough money, so she went back to her old job. The old job, I don't know if you young men have heard about it yet or not. You probably have. You heard of Southern Exposure? I know you have, and I know you guys have, haven't you? Right? Southern Exposure is a strip bar.
Oh.
All right? You don't have those brands, do you?
I didn't go there.
Well, no, I was hoping you didn't go there, but, anyway, that's where she went to work, because she was making $500,000 a time. So, I saw her the other day, she's actually working on campus this summer, and she's been working out Southern Exposure, but she's got a job in the county. Georgia, so. It's a hard jobs in the county. So, market management students, if that's ask your professor, I don't know where they went to, if they got jobs, or where they're doing or what. All right, let me bring something up on. Well, wrong thing. Sorry about that. All right, we will look at some accounting terminology at the moment. But anyhow, if any of you all had any kind of bookkeeping or accounting in high school? Well, all right, that would probably help you a little bit with a few chapters, but we're all starting at the beginning. So you're all equal. Take one and try to learn accounting. I've taught accounting too many years, so forth. Probably taught this course, taught it sometimes 2 or 3 times a semester, community college. Probably 100 times. So, something like that. So, but anyhow, I taught at community college and retired there 9 years ago. I taught at Bluefield State in 1979. So they took me back after I retired at community college. So, I had taught 6th grade. I taught every grade in high school. I was a marketing coordinator and 8th grade math teacher. Assistant principal. Taught the community college 31 years. I've been here 9 years. So, anyway. A lot of teaching in my time, all different levels, all different grades, okay? All right. The international students, welcome. I hope you enjoy the country. I enjoy international students being on campus. Learn a lot sometimes from the countries. I think other students learn from their countries. I was teaching in tax place one year, and I had a young man named Les. Les was from one of the countries in Africa. And we were talking about taxes. And the United States does, we pay a lot of taxes, and the government spends it. The government spends more than we take in. So, anyhow, I asked him in his country, how do they tax people? He said, oh, if you got 10 cows, the government takes 1. If you got 10 sheep, the government takes 1. And I said, what do they do with all these sheep and cows? He said, well, they give them to the poor. Well, that sounded good. And I told some of the other classes. Went on for a year. And at the end of the year, Les came up and said, this kid, you tax $1 just like you all do. So he pulled my leg. All right. If there's a term some of y'all don't understand, I know even Georgie, as good as he is, sometimes there's a word he doesn't know what it means. And don't be shy to ask any of y'all what a word means, okay? But let's start looking at accounting. And the first thing we look at is the types of businesses that we have. And in accounting 1, we will study a service business. Other service businesses or small businesses, a repairman, accountant, tax preparer, beautician, a barber, what have you. And we'll study a merchandise business. We'll study these 2 businesses this semester. Second semester, which your book is good for 2 semesters. So if you pay $200, it's $100 a semester. And we'll still have maybe resale value if we keep the same book, same edition for the next year. All right. Second semester, we will cover manufacturing business. This semester, we cover proprietorships. Next semester, we look at partnerships and corporations. Now, those are the 3 forms of ownership in our country. The proprietor is 1 person. Anybody in here got their own small business? In my day accounting class, one young man has an e-commerce business, whereas he sells clothes online. And then another young man has a handyman business. His wife's a teacher, she gets him a lot of jobs, and he goes around and builds decks, ramps, steps, and repairs and so forth. So he's got his own little construction business going. So that's a proprietorship. Partnership is two or more people. Marriage is a form of partnership. I'll bet she is the president. Is that correct? And she's probably also the treasurer. Okay. All right. But a corporation is what our country pretty much runs on now. 5 of the largest corporations would close down this country. It would bankrupt the country. 5 of our largest corporations went bankrupt. Any one can hurt this country. So, in our country, what do you think is the largest corporation?
Amazon.
Amazon's got big. Amazon, along with Walmart, has put out Kmart, Magic Mart down my way.
General Motors.
All right. General Motors, actually, some years it is the largest. And it flips bars with Exxon. Of course, Walmart is the largest retailer. General Motors is actually the largest car, although manufacturer. Exxon is the largest oil company. Goodyear, I think, may be the largest rubber company, tire company. So in all these corporations, we do have the largest in each one, of course. Whether it be appliances or clothing or what have you. All right, in software, you know what the largest company is. Thanks to all of our software. Apple makes a lot, but Apple does a lot of hardware. Apple may be actually the biggest hardware, and of course, HP is pretty big in hardware, but Microsoft is the biggest in probably software. Good. All right, but these are some of our companies and our types of business. Now, accounting, we provide information to a lot of people, the government, IRS, stockholders, internal, president, and so forth. Accounting pretty much is the heart of a business. You all know anything about the accounting system in your country? No? I think Jacob said New Zealand is a little simple. We do have international accounting now. In our country, we've got to use GAAP. And GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, so we compare companies and countries and industries, companies and industry. But there's a lot of managerial accounting. Financial accounting is what we're going to study. We'll move on pretty fast. Ethics. Let's talk about ethics for a minute. What do you think ethics is?
Set of guidelines.
Guidelines? About in France, what do you think ethics is? Spain? What's ethics in Spain?
Or does the same as here?
What?
Or does the same as here? Or
Moral. Anyway, morals, honesty, integrity, all goes with ethics. We have unethical people in every profession. I have known people in the accounting world, professor of accounting, accounting CPA firm, they committed fraud, forgery, and they spent a year or two left in Becky. That's federal prison holding place up there, I think. I've known among professional doctors, attorneys. There's a whole lot of unprofessional politicians. Okay, good on the news every day. Okay. All right. Ethics used to not be a big deal. You got your ethics from home, your parents, Sunday school, maybe an elementary teacher, and so forth. Now, sometimes you go to high school and you develop the ethics that your friends have. Okay? Okay, so enough about ethics. We have a complete course in ethics and business law. Ethics will probably be mentioned in all your courses. Accountants must behave in an ethical manner, and ethics are moral principles that guide the conduct of individuals. Gosh. Enron was the big company. It's one of the biggest companies in the country. More than 60 billion in stock market losses because what they were doing, they were reporting assets on their accounting statements that they didn't have. They would have millions of empty oil barrels, but they were saying those oil barrels were full. Okay? But other companies, Computer Associates, Health South, Queens Communications, and Xerox Corporation. All right, what went wrong? Character, greed. Now, opportunities for accounting. We have public accounting. You go to work, as one student did for Comodos. We have private accounting. Of course, you can set up your own practice. And we also have public accounting. You can work for a CPA firm. Here you work for government, a business, or nonprofit. State of West Virginia hires a lot of accountants and auditors and so on. All right, public accountants who have met the state's education, experience, and exam, CPAs. There's a lot of titles in the accounting world. CFO. Most of the CEOs in this country have accounting background. There's controllers, chief financial officers, bookkeepers, tax preparers, auditors, payroll accountants. There's a lot of roles in accounting, a lot of fields in accounting. My daughter majored in accounting, graduated from Virginia Tech, and she went on to one of the big six at the time, accounting firm. And while she was with that accounting firm, she traveled 39 states. And she audited all kinds of companies. Then she went into, I guess, private accounting. She worked for Tennessee Eastman, then she worked for Bush Beans. And then she became the financial manager of Covenant Hospital in Knoxville, Tennessee. So, and she got her CPA when it only required 4 years. She was CPA in Missouri, Virginia, and Tennessee. So she went through auditing, cost accounting, and internal auditor, external auditor, to a financial manager of a big hospital outfit, I guess, chain. Now she retired to stay home with kids. She retired temporarily. So she walked a lot of the fields in the accounting world. Dr. Bourne is gonna be our acting dean of the School of Business. If you have any problems, you go see him, okay? And if you have any problems, you go see our new provost, which is Dr. Lewis. Dr. Bourne's office is downstairs. His daughter majored in accounting, and she's getting ready to be made a partner in one of the big 3 or 4 accounting firms nowadays. A partner in one of those firms makes a minimum of $250,000 a year. She'll probably not long go up to $500,000 a year. Giorgio got his green card. Did he tell you all that? That green card means what?
In travel and stay in the US.
They can stay in the US as long as he wants, I guess, can work, travel. So, but I'm glad for him, he wants to stay here, I think. Giorgio is from the country of Georgia. All right, career opportunities, they mentioned a few of these here. These salaries have went up since then. I had a former student, he's going to Tech, and he'll get his master in accounting, but just starting now, there was a local CPA firm offering in the 50s to start. Now, in the 50,000 to start is not bad, but he's going to go with the big 3 accounting firm. But, you know, accounting in large firms, small firms, mid-size, what have you. So it was a lot of world of accounting. Now this is GAAP, and that's what we're required to use in accounting. Now, some of the generally accepted accounting principles. All right. First off, the business entity concept. If you ever start a business, keep your records straight, keep them separate, okay, from your personal checking account. Don't use a checking account for business and personal. Now, money. We don't record in accounting. We got 200 acres of land. We record what that land is worth. So if you have $1, please look at a dollar bill, $1 bill. Take out a $1 bill if you have it. How long you want if you don't have one? $1 bill? You don't have $1 bill? Well, that's okay. I want $1 bill. You got $1, you got $1. Okay, everybody can see $1. Did you find $1? Yeah. Okay, if you would look at that though, start looking at the back one, I guess the green one. Okay, now, for you, American citizens, this is something you need to know, but you never knew it. And for you international students, now who do you put on your money in France or Spain? Whose face do you put on your money? All right, here we got dead presidents. We've got Lincoln and Washington and we got dead presidents on our money.
You don't have faces in the US.
Don't have what?
Faces.
No picture?
No.
Really? Now, in some of these small countries, especially in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia and Iraq, they put the current dictator's face on their money. Okay? We put dead president. Okay, and what you're looking at on the back is part of the Great Seal of the United States. Our founding fathers, including Ben Franklin, helped design this Great Seal. All right? Now, first off, I want you to look at the eagle. The eagle's on the right. I want you to count the eagle's tail feathers. How many? How many? They're not counting good. And I got a correct count on the Eagles tail feather. 9. What's 9? All right.
I heard green.
Okay. Now, if you count the stripes on his shield, there's 13. If you count the stars and that sign over the eagle's head, there's 13. Now, what does 13 mean in this country?
On the first 13 states.
13 original states, which we call colonies. All right. Now, if the head represents, and the shield represents, and the tail feathers represent our 3 branches of government, what does 9 tail feathers represent? Been in the news lately. We got one now going through the process of being appointed. Supreme Court. We got 9 Supreme Court justices. The shield represents Congress. The head represents our president, the executive branch. The shield is the congressional branch. All right. We have In God We Trust on our money. But our committees now trying to get this taken off for our money. Like prayer was taken out of school and different things. Like statues are being torn down, they want In God We Trust off the dollar. Okay, now in Spain, the predominant religion is what? Catholic?
Yeah.
In France, what is the predominant?
Same.
Catholic. Okay. All right. Now, it doesn't matter to me what anybody's religion is. I respect all religions. If it makes you a better person, I respect it. All right. I guess there's a couple of religions in the world that have extremism. The religion don't make them a better person. Okay, now look at the pyramid. The pyramid is in 2 parts. The top part is the eternal eye of God. And the bottom part is materialistic things. Our founding fathers wanted you to put spiritual above material things. A lot of people in our country don't. They put the dollar or a house or a car before anything spiritual. Okay, look at the Roman numeral on the bottom of the pyramid. The first letter D. M is 1,000. And then you have what? A D, that's 500. Then you have what?
CC. 200.
All right, you have 100, 100, that makes 1,700 already. And then you have an L. L is 50, that's 650. Then you have 2 X's,
So 20.
10, 10, that's 270. I mean, 1,770. Then you have a B, which is 5, and a 1, which is 1. 1776. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
What?
The day of the, for the start of the revolution against the.
The bell was up in Philadelphia. Declaration of Independence in Seattle. Now, you know some American history, don't you? Okay. You know as much as he does about American history. Okay, you do. Okay, there are 3 Latin words here, and I cannot remember what these Latin words mean. I think one of them means united we stand, and one of them means out of one came many. In other words, our country is made up of many different nationalities. The black man added to this country in the beginning, the Chinese added, the Irish added, and all other nationalities added to this country. It does not belong to the white man, the red man, the black man, or the yellow man. It belongs to all. That's what the back of the dollar bill is telling. You ever thought about that?
Makes a was.
Okay. Now, on the front of the dollar, it has a Federal Reserve note. It used to be a silver certificate. You could actually trade your money in for silver. But it's not backed by anything now but the cover. Sometimes that's shaky. I think the Venezuela government, I guess they're a socialistic country. I think they've had 1,000% inflation. So what costs you $1 today costs you $1,000. If you had 1,000%, 100% this week too. I didn't think about that. Maybe 1,000%. It's 10 times. Okay. But anyway, the value today, you might take $1 and a dime to buy a snack out of the machine, but who knows? It might take $2 in the future. And money in different countries has different values. I had a young lady from African country. Y'all heard the name Wendy? Wendy? She's a good friend of Mark, great. Wendy was from Africa. If I remember right, she said it would take a truckload of her money to pay her tuition. The value of their money against our money. Okay, on the front of the dollar, look at your little black circle. Now, do you have an A? Does anybody have an A in their black circle? A B? What is it? Where's a B from? Read around it and we'll tell you where. What city? It's in that black circle. B, New York. All right. Now, we've got 12 Federal Reserve banks. So we have to go up to L. Now, that's where your dollar originated from. Your dollar was printed in New York City. Okay? What?
Why?
Did you have a B?
Did you have a B?
Why is New York?
I don't know. That was just the second Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, now a C. Anybody have a C? Where's that from? That's Philadelphia. That's where his dollar was printed. Okay, a D. Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio. Now I have an E dollar. An E dollar. That's either Atlanta. That's Richmond, Virginia. If you have an F dollar, that's Atlanta, Georgia. How about G's? Anybody have a G dollar? H? I? H, what is that one from? St. Louis. Okay. And we started off in the east. This country was formed. New York, Philadelphia, Cleveland. We started off in the east where all the big banks were and all the people were. Then we slowly started spreading. In between there, Chicago, we started spreading to the Midwest, St. Louis, the Midwest. All right? What? All right, L is California, all the way west. Okay? And in between L and H, somewhere there's Dallas, Texas. But we went from the East Coast to the Midwest to the West with the population to get our 12 Federal Reserve banks. And that's on your dollar. Now, I have a number 5. Okay, you have a number 2 on your dollar, right?
Yes.
Now, how about that H dollar? What is your number? 4 little numbers around the corner. What? All right. You have 8. 8 is the A letter of the alphabet. He could have told me he had 8, and I said, that's H. Yeah. So I've got E dollar. A, B, C, D, E, which is I've got 4 little 5. Okay? All right. Now, Few other things on here don't mean much. It's got the treasurer, but does have the scales of justice. Hopefully our country uses the scales of justice in the proper and the right way at all times, but we don't. Courts don't, the policemen don't, our government don't, but we try to apply it as a country. Justice. All right, that is not on a test, that was just information. You can remember it or you forget it, it doesn't matter, okay? It's just information. Okay. But I own somebody a dollar. Okay, so money is one concept we use, TAAP. All right. Now, the forms of a business, which I mentioned a moment ago, is a proprietorship and a partnership and a corporation. Now, recently, this LLC has gotten to be big in our country, a limited liability company. All right. And they give you examples of some of these items, okay? There are characteristics. This is easy to start, small businesses, partnerships. One of the biggest reasons partnerships break up is disagreement, just like marriages. You all never disagree, do you? Now, the number one reason for marriage breakups as a partnership is finances. Finance is one of the biggest reasons for marriage failure. Sure, mother-in-law's in the top 10, adultery's in the top 10, kids are in the top 10, but finance is number one. Okay. I used to teach consumer economics, and I had to spill all that stuff out. Okay, now here's a cost concept that you should remember. If a piece of land is advertised for 100,000 and you get it for 80,000 cash, but it's appraised for 92,000. Which one of the three do we put in the accounting records? The asking price, the cash we paid, or the appraised value? Which one goes in your accounting records? What you paid. Now, when teaching at community college, I had a conference called and visual with a class in Russian. The students in Russian were in the accounting class. I had my students in accounting class. And their biggest difference, they would have their assets appraised at the end of the year and change their accounting records. Or some of them every 3 months. They'd have to change their dollar values because of inflation. In this country, we don't. We may put that piece of land on our books for 80,000. We may have bought it 20 years ago. Do you think it's still worth 80,000? Maybe worth 200. That's where accounting statements can lie. You don't understand. We're going to work up to the accounting equation here. All right, now, when you open that textbook, when you open your textbook, you're going to see these same pages. These are just pages out of the book. Okay. If you don't have a book, see these problems. Now, I don't know if you've been in a teaching situation like this or not. I used to like to have all my students in class and have a blackboard and chalk. Things change. We have to adapt to changes. Then I've had classrooms where I had 4 TVs. And I had students at 4 community colleges. I could see the classroom and they could see me. And I taught that way. Then we came up here and we had an Almo and we had to go into Bluefield State Video Center and there's still some of those available. And then we switched over to this. This, I just put a link on Moodle. I set this class up, it took 5 seconds before we started. And I'll drag it over to Moodle before I go home. I'll put it on Moodle. When you get home, you can click on it and watch the class again if you want to. I doubt you will. But those people out there, they're not watching me now because I did not drop it into Moodle. Okay, that's one thing I did not do. So they're not even contacting me now. Okay, but I will let them know. Okay, now on the syllabus, I don't mention this, but if you have good attendance, I'll give you 10 points on low test grade. What's good attendance? It's no nights this semester or just miss one night. If you've got good attendance, I'll give you 10 points on a low test grade that is a letter higher on a test grade. And if you do happen to live stream, if you text me at that point in time, I'll count you present even though you're sitting at home watching us real time. Okay? But try to be here. It's important to be in class. Okay, the accounting equation. All right. I use abbreviation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Has anybody in here bought a car recently? Who has bought a car recently? Nobody. All right. If you bought a $20,000 car, that's your asset. If you owe $18,000 on it, that's your liability. So you must have paid $2,000 down. That's your equity. So assets are something that is owned or is owed for. You own this car, but you owe for most of it. Asset you own or you owe for. A liability is a debt. And here we call it accounts payable, taxes payable, and so forth. Equity is what you have invested in your business. Okay? All right, we start this class at 6, and it goes, 4, and it goes to 640, 650. All right, we will take one break starting next week. We'll take a break at about 5:15 to 5:30. And then hopefully we can get out of here by 6:30 every night. You're due 3 breaks in a 3-hour class. That's 30 minutes. So if we take a 15-minute break, we can probably get out of here at 6:30 on a normal night. Okay? All right, but tonight, now see these little iPads, they've got them set up. I can bring up Word and write on Word, or I can write on Notepad or what have you. And they have it set up where I can write on PowerPoint solutions and erase it off. So this is my blackboard. Okay. And it's the Elmo that shows whatever. Now, the other situation, I could put the camera on students or me or on the computer or whatever. All right. They put in a teacher's cam. I could put the cam on me. This is not necessary. Or I can hold my iPad up. They call it Surface Pro. I can hold it up and reverse my camera, and of course, they would see all of you. But that's our room, okay? It's pretty high tech. And this building was remodeled 8 years ago. Cole Motors, Cole family, gave $600,000 for this building and to put in some of this equipment. But equipment gets old and we have to update it. So what we're using now is the update. Okay. I just used to have a monitor up here and a keyboard and a little pad over here that I could switch backwards and forward. So they have a controller here that I can switch backwards and forward to me. But I have found out that students don't need to see other students and students don't need to see me. Okay? They need to learn the subject matter. And that's what we're trying to do. Okay. Again, now what if owner's equity were $75,000 and assets was 200? Then what are your liabilities? What would be your liabilities? Accounting equation always has to equal. How much? All right. Okay, good question. Assets is 200,000. Owner's equity is 75,000. Now, what is my liabilities? Right. Just plug it in, 125. 200 must equal 125 plus 75. All right, what is the owner's equity? This little exercise. I meant to get to the day. In a minute, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break in case anybody needs a drink of water. And by the way, if you have water, soda pop, you can bring it to class. Will not bother me. We'll start back class at 10 after 5. Today we'll get out at about 6 because it's our first day. You don't have textbooks and things yet. So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We'll jump on this when we get back. And I've got to drop this over into Moodle.
Yeah. So, I mean, the minutes.
You have to have that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, they have something. I don't think, how much you pay for the book? Well, there's a lot of books of it, July, so it'd be less than 200. I'd have no idea what it costs.
That's kind of the same that. That's great.
It was a little time, you gotta get about 6 days with.
Then we're gonna have onwards.
Yeah, it's on 6 days now, I get put it on there. But I don't know why. I'll take 6 days if I need to keep it all. But I was thinking that thing I get on that handout, plus that district with, get you in the city. I've got the assignments on there, I think ready to go. Now, it will great for assignments.
And exams are online.
One,
Alright.
in class.
So only one.
Got homework, got play. Shows me your homework. So. Okay, then we'll do some homework. Some line.
I guess everybody is back, so I went ahead and put this on Moodle. Somebody's tried to get on at 4 o'clock. They could not have, but they could now. And this picks back up where it left off. But my question is, somebody real quick, give me an answer. What is the equity at the end of the year? 450. Just plug it in, okay? Okay, 1 year later, this is what happened. Now give me the answer. All right, and it says assets increased by how much? That would be 9. And liabilities increased by 25. Now you already said liabilities were what, 450? So liabilities would be 475. So now what is owner's equity? All right. Okay, right. Got to look at your I's and your D's here. Okay. So this is 425. Now, what is your owner's equity at the end of the year? Assets, liabilities, how much? Okay, oh gosh, yeah. I don't know where I got the 4 from. I don't know. I guess now everything's okay. 930 and 325, that leaves how much? Okay, that's the accounting equation, folks. It's easy. Some more examples here. All right, now, accounting equation is not enough. Later, we need to make journal entries and post to keep up with every item. We don't just have one asset. What are some of the assets a business might have? Take Walmart. Everybody's been to Walmart once in their lifetime. What are some assets when you walk in Walmart?
So we have a lot of options.
Merchandise. All right, merchandise is an asset when you walk in Walmart. What else? They've got a building, they've got land, they've got cash. They've got equipment, cash register, they've got freezers, they've got buggies. All those are assets. People are not assets. We don't put a dollar value on people and put them on the books. Okay? Liability is something we owe. Accounts payable, taxes payable, salaries payable, wages payable. All right. So we start a business with an asset. Cash. Okay? And we got equity or capital. Your equity is Chris Clark Capital. Now, Chris is going to buy a piece of land. Now, we took it out of cash and we put it in land. But your assets still total how much? How much? 25. And your equity is still 25. So every time we have a transaction, it affects two things. Now, later we're going to have a purchase, we're going to have a sale, we're going to pay wages, we're going to buy a building, we're going to buy land, automobiles. It affects two things. And back in high school, bookkeeping was called double entry bookkeeping. They called it double entry because of it affecting two things. Well, what did Chris do here? What did Chris do here? Let me blow this up a little bit. All right, Chris decided to do what? But how did he buy it? On credit. Now, he has now cash building. He's got 26,350. That's why I'll be texting going on. But now we still have the same capital, but we have liabilities. So two people own these assets, creditors and the owner. Two people own these assets. All right. Let's see where I get to here. I guess revenue. A company earns money by selling goods or services. This is called revenue. Revenue has synonyms. Revenue can be called income. It can be called commissions. It can be called fees earned. Revenue has many names. Okay, so what happened here? We made some money, didn't we? He provided some kind of services, net solutions, that'd be a computer, and they made 7,500. 7,500, you'll see later, increases capital. But we got cash for it, didn't we? Now look at our assets and our equity. It has all grown, hasn't it? We put fees earned, sales. We've got rent revenue, interest revenue, all that's revenue. But accounts receivable is a revenue also. But now we're going to have expenses. Every business has an expense. And now let's look at that. We paid wage expense. We paid rent. We paid utilities and miscellaneous. Well, that added up to 30-some hundred in cash. Now, we decreased our cash. We still have our supplies. We still have our land. That's 30,200. Now, accounts payable is added to capital, and fees earned is added to capital. But expenses are a minus to capital. So your accounting equation has changed just a little bit. So your accounting equation looks like this now. Now that's your accounting equation because we've got to add revenue to owner's equity and subtract expenses. All right, we're going to pay some on our accounts payable. That's a minus to cash and a minus to liabilities. All right, we're going to count our supplies. And we've used 800. Well, we've got 550 left, whichever. We reduce our supplies by 800 and increase supplies expense by 800. Now the owner takes out $2,000. Now a proprietor does not give himself a W-2 form. He does not pay taxes. Deduct taxes, like I said. He will pay taxes quarterly on his own personal tax. Now, this owner is taking out $2,000. He'll be taxed what income the business made, not on what he withdrew. He'll be taxed on the net income, not on his withdrawal. Right now, we must look at financial statements that a business will have. We're going to have a balance sheet. We're going to have an income statement and an owner's equity statement. Statement of owner's equity. Now, on a balance sheet goes your accounting equation. On an income statement goes your revenue minus expenses. It's that easy. On a statement of owner's equity goes your beginning capital plus your net income. All right, minus your withdrawals. But those are the three statements that we have to work with. And here it tells you it's a summary statement of owner's equity balance. We're not going to worry about cash flows yet. Now, the income statement reports revenue and expenses based on the matching principle. All right, let's say you have a business. You sold this young man $200. All right, we put it under cash, won't we? All right, let's say you sold this young lady $300. you'll put it under account receivable, sheet chart. But take that 200 you sold, plus the 300 you sold, and that's your revenue. It's $500. We are on the accrual basis of accounting. We count revenue when we earn it, not when we get the cash. We count expenses when we incur them, not when we pay them. Okay? That's the accrual method of accounting. And the excess of income over expenses is net income or net profit. All right, here's your revenue and expenses, and here's your income statement. Now, when you do an income statement on Cengage, or if I have you do it on plain paper, or I'll give you a statement paper, I want a dollar mark at the beginning of a column and before a sum or a difference. All right, I want a heading. It's an income statement. It's for the year ended, so it's a period of time. It's for year ended 2019 in April. Then we do a statement of owner's equity. Now, in this situation, you take beginning capital, you add net income, and subtract withdrawals, just like I showed you. However, here, the owner put in additional money. He had in 80, plus he put in 50 more. He made 55 and took out 30. Now, the balance sheet is just April the 30th. It's for a day in time. And it shows assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. It shows the accounting equation. Not to worry, because we're going to practice these in chapter 1 and 2 and on and on and on. And you will be able to get them before you know it. Okay? You will get this. I don't see any quitters in here. I don't see anybody that's going to say, well, it's too much work. I don't like the book. I don't like the teacher. I don't like losing my class. I don't like the time it is. You can always find excuses to quit something, can't you? To find a reason to finish something. All right? You know what you want to be when you grow up. Don't know what you want to be. You gotta know what do you want to be. We don't know what it is. Don't want to be a brain surgeon, physical scientist, accountant. Does anybody know what they want to be? What do you want to be? What? All right, and what do you want to do? Okay, now we have one and be. All right, whatever you want to be it. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about this cash flow part of the chapter. We'll have a whole chapter, and we got too much to learn at the beginning without learning cash flow. I will pass up any problems and exercises on cash flow. Cash flow is simply where you get your money from and where it goes to. To make a couple of comments, operating is net income of a business. Investing is buying assets or investing in other companies. Financing is financing your business, selling stock, bonds, or putting up your own money. But in your all's cases, where's your cash flow? Where's your cash come from? You don't know? Is it mom and dad? Is it student loans? Is it grants? Is it scholarships? Is it? As long as your money comes from some kind of aid, somebody may be getting paid or some other kind of grant. But your money has to come from somewhere, don't it? All right? Where's your money going to go? Buy simulator. Okay. Okay, now this, a key to get into that program. Okay, but your money goes for books, it goes for tuition, it goes for gasoline to get here, well, hey. Now, does any one of y'all, you three, do you have a driver's license for this country? How often can you, when can you make it?
I can switch by freshman.
But you can make it whenever you get around to it? The driver's license? Okay, but now some students, I know Marta got a driver's license. But there's no restriction. If you want to go today and take the test, you can get a driver's license. How'd y'all get here? Did you get it here on that little plane? Somebody bring you over to town or what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. Did somebody bring you or did you ride public transportation?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Does it run back?
Not anymore, but for tonight, you have to science. Yeah. And
Or
then
do you have a ride back tonight?
yeah, tonight I have.
Okay. You know, your other four students, you should not have any language barrier. You don't have any living quarter barrier. You don't have driver's license barrier. And these students come over here, and most of them are A students, and they have all these barriers. I admire the folks. So they knock down their barrier somehow or another. They And another thing they do, they study together, and they work together, and they help one another. That's what we all should do. And Cameron, everybody should help one another, and we will as the semester goes on, help one another. All right. Cash flow, don't worry about it. Okay, I've given you an overview of chapter 1. The most important thing in chapter 1 is that accounting equation. All right, and is these three statements. Okay. Now next week we will practice an income statement and a balance sheet and an equity statement. If I have to zero off pages in the book, everybody will have the same exercise. Some of them will have the book by then, hopefully most of them will all want it. I know some of you may have to wait for financial aid. That's a headache sometimes, or late. And before, I think last year, I fussed up a storm. Are you playing a sport?
Yeah.
Tennis.
And it's cross
Tennis?
and cross country.
Oh, okay. And you tennis? You tennis. Okay. But one year, maybe last year, our whole tennis female team and our whole tennis male team were international students. But international students play other sports. I had one from the Netherlands
play volleyball. I had two young men from Canada, they play baseball. And I had a young man from Africa, he played basketball. So the coach would get out here and recruit to do his job. But, and our tennis team last year was ranked in the nation. 13th in the nation. Pretty good. We've had individual students. I don't know if Montel, he was ranked, one young man was ranked in the nation. But that's pretty good. And helps the image with your stadium.
Now, what I was getting at, you're on tennis scholarships. Are they getting busy? Does the coach get busy to make sure you got your books or help you with the money to get your books and supplies?
Not really the books, but everything else.
Okay, everything is, okay. All right, but one year, there was a hold up on the money where the coach had something to do with it. But he, upon the hill, he had to work with them. They were just late getting books. But now, let's see, 3 of you have books. Now, I put a textbook on reserve up in the library. You want to go in and read chapter 1. Hope you want to work some of these exercises that I have on move till you get into Singo. So there is a book available in the library on reserve for one of our ladies, still there. All right, now I'll do everything I can to help you. I'll try to tutor you individually if I have to. My office is just across the way, 212. But like I say, Giorgio is probably the best tutor around, best you could even have, okay? He knows accounting principles like no other student ever has, except maybe Jacob and so forth. Now, we had students graduate last year. Then we have one graduate year before last in accounting. They are introverted. Now, do you know what introverted is? You two young men are not. The rest of you, I don't know you. I don't think you are. They were shy. Really shy. And the one who graduated last year, he was, I guess, about close to it. But he is so shy, I don't know if he'll go out there and take an interview or not to get a job in the accounting work. No, it wasn't Jeff. Jeff didn't make the accounting work. But yeah, there's shy people in the world. I know you can't help it. The one young lady went to work for Coles Motors. She's very shy. And she's probably where she needs to be, working with accounting and checking inventory. And she's going to have to work with people. But accounting is also a people person. If you're an auditor, you have your own business and so on. But accounting can't be an individual person where you can get a good job, stay away from people. Okay? If you're introverted, you probably don't like to be around people. It's something you can't help. You can't flick a switch and say, I'm extroverted. Okay? Okay. We've went through quite a bit tonight, and if you have any problems or questions, you can go watch this on Moodle. It's on there as we speak. You can go watch it on Moodle. Check out the book up there in reserve. There's ways you can help yourself. I know Georgia wouldn't have an old accounting textbook. My extra one is up in reserve at the library. Okay? All right, we're going to soon end. Do you have any questions? No questions? Questions? No questions?
We all dismissed for that. Next week, we'll say the 6:30.
Thank you.
So I can get you all on camera, but I need to build up a place to set my Surface Pro.